Hi guys, today I want to do a review on a Minolta SRT Super paired with the 50mm 1.4. This is not going to be a technical in-depth review. I'm just going to be sharing some features and how the camera and lens performs. This camera is a full manual camera with a built-in light meter. This camera has the lowest shutter speed of 1 second and the highest shutter speed of 1/1000th of a second. And on the shutter speed dial is where you will change the ISO setting as well. So the lowest will be ISO 6 all the way to ISO 6400. To open up the back, first you need to pull up the rewind knob. That will unlock the hatch. And here is what it looks like inside. So you will load this camera the same way as how you would load any other manual SLR with manual winding. The built-in light meter is not bad. By looking into the viewfinder, you'll be able to see a circle and a needle. So the needle will react according to the light, and by changing shutter speed and aperture, you will see the needle with the circle move, and when it aligns up with the straight needle, that's when you know you are having the correct exposure. Do note that for the light meter, you have to turn it on and off manually on the bottom, and there's also a battery check mode. This is a lens mount release, so by pressing it down you can release the lens. So the lens that we are going to pair with the camera today is a 50mm f1.4. Line up the red dots, give it a twist until you hear a click. Now it's mounted, and looking through the viewfinder, the first cool thing you will notice is you will be able to see what's your aperture on the top, and it's actually a small window here, and it will reflect what aperture you're on. And next, on the right side, you'll be able to see your light meter lever. Your goal is to line the needle with the circle with the straight needle. And on the bottom, the gauge is where you can see your shutter speed. So you can change your shutter speed, aperture, and check your exposure all without leaving your eye from the viewfinder. So it's quite cool. And this particular lens camera combo uses a split prism focusing system. So by lining up the images so that they are not misaligned, that's when you can nail your focus. So the whole camera feels very solid. Everything sounds good. It's built like a tank. So now I'm going to be sharing about some of the sample pictures that I took using this camera. So this is one of my favorite photos from my previous shoot. It was in a pet cafe with natural lighting coming in, and I shot most of these images at f1.4, and you can see the bokeh falls off very nicely. And I think because of the weight of the camera, shooting handheld is very stable, and all of these pictures were taken on Kodak Go 200. This dog came straight up to me and I didn't have time to manually focus, so I quickly set the focus to the minimum distance and I just shot wide open, and this is the result that I got, and the bokeh fall off is so pleasing. I'm really glad that I got this picture. Some other pictures from the same place that I like a lot. You can pause to take a closer look if you want. I'm really happy with the results I got that day. These were taken indoors and also outdoor. I would also like to share some images that I took with my Fuji X-S10, which I've adapted the lens to using an adapter, so you can see what it looks like on a modern mirrorless camera. So this picture was shot wide open at f1.4, and when I stop down a little, you can see the sharpness improves a little. This was shot at f4, I believe. Wide open, completely blurred the background. This was shot at f8, and so was this one. This was wide open. Same with this one. Wide open. Stop down a little, you get more sharpness. Wide open. And this is wide open too. And finally, this is at f8. This is at f8 too. And thank you so much for watching.